Mila, and I will be talking about VTubers and their virtual identity formation. The first VTuber wave was in 2018 and the second one is taking place since mid-2019. The number of new VTubers has been increasing exponentially in the recent months. As VTubers become an important part of the virtual society, it is necessary to understand how people make sense of the technology and how they use it to express themselves. The goal is to understand how people construct their identities based on content, context, or the gender expression. Those choices express ways in which users want to interact with others online and in VR. Out of 81 responses, 36 were from Japanese VTuber and 45 from Western VTuber. Majority of Western VTubers are 20-29 years old, and for Japan it's 25-29 years old, with the majority of Western VTubers students or illustrators. In Japan, the majority were students or work officers. The majority of virtual characters that we see online are female. However, when we look at the percentage of people who answered this survey for both countries, the majority are male. Both countries seem to prefer to target the audience that speaks solely their own language, with some exceptions. In the West, the majority are English-speaking. The majority of Japanese VTubers target a Japanese-speaking audience, however 15% also choose to communicate in English. It is interesting to see that Western and Japanese target different audiences, with Western VTubers targeting a younger audience who are fans of gaming and anime. The Japanese VTubers target an older audience interested in gaming, academic knowledge, and avatar society. For some Western VTubers, it's a profession or a profession and a hobby. However, for the majority of Japanese VTubers, it's a hobby. And none have answered that it is a profession compared to the 6% in the West. I've asked users why they became VTubers, and the majority of Western VTubers answered that they wanted to be content creators, be part of a community, and not show their face. The majority of Japanese VTubers engaged in this activity because they did not want to show their faces, because they liked other VTubers, and for research or knowledge-sharing reasons. Western VTubers either knew in advance how they wanted their virtual characters to be, or it took them some time to figure things out. However, the majority of Japanese VTubers knew in advance all the details of their virtual character personality. Interestingly, avatar creation tools are very similar between Japanese and Western VTubers. As you can see, VROID seems to be the preferred tool. As you can see, the majority of avatar tools are self-made, with the difference in Japan with people who commission somebody to create their virtual character and the usage of Reality app. Only 2% of Western VTubers said that their virtual character looked like their favorite manga or anime, versus the 24% for Japanese VTubers. Majority of Western VTubers use their own voice. As the majority streams on Twitch, they said that using a voice changer is bothersome. However, the majority of Japanese VTubers use their voice or use their voice different from theirs, in some cases using a voice changer, in order to disguise their voice or to make it more coherent with the general character aesthetics. 60% of Western VTubers choose to keep their own personality. In the opposite case, it is mostly created depending on the type of content they want to produce. They would create a clear backstory and make all the decisions according to what they think being the most suitable for their content and theme. In the case of Japanese VTubers, 45% created fictional personality for their virtual character. 78% of Western VTubers choose to keep the same gender as theirs. Some women expressed that being a girl is cute, and some men said that using a voice changer is bothersome. As the majority based their character on their own personality, they decided to keep the same gender. 2 transgender Western VTubers said that using a female virtual character helps them with transitioning. In the case of Japan, the percentage is almost split in half. Men showed an interest in using the female character for reasons such as they are more appealing and cute, more lovable, and being a female virtual character enables them to act differently. Most of Western VTubers' activities are centered around gaming, storytelling or skits, and drawing, while in Japan it's mostly centered around gaming, knowledge sharing, and singing. It was interesting to know that Western VTubers are not that active on YouTube. The majority post videos approximately once per month and are mostly active on Twitch while streaming every week. Japanese VTubers, however, did not mention Twitch at all, focusing mostly on YouTube. In both cases, Twitter is used as the primary source of interactions. Western VTubers said that mostly interact with their fans and their community, while some of Japanese VTubers said to interact only with their fans, making the biggest difference between the two populations. As a conclusion, I would like to present the results of the impact of VTubers' activities on populations' daily lives. Most importantly, the majority saw some kind of improvement after having studied VTuber. For some, it helped cope with stress and illness. For others, it helped to become part of a community. For some, it was a way of expressing themselves outside of their assigned social norms, and there are many more reasons. Meaning that the way people construct their identities, the way they design their characters, and the interactions they take part in have an impact on the quality of their daily lives. Meaning that VR and virtual beings have a direct impact on well-being, societies, and our future. Thank you.